the recording. Apologies for the delay. All set.
Okay. Simran, you are good to go.
Welcome to the 291st meeting of Toastmasters of Delhi, one of the oldest clubs that we have in Delhi. And with my experience of around 1 year, I can proudly say one of the coolest and the most diverse clubs that we have. Our agenda is very clear. We provide a supportive learning environment where the members are empowered to develop public speaking skills and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Here are some ground rules. Please don't talk about religion, sex, and politics. In case of any technical glitches, please contact the host of the meeting. Please add TM in front of your name if you are a Toastmasters, or if you are playing a role, please add the name of the role in front of your name. Take a moment and do it. I would suggest every speaker to have an audio video check before they come on stage. Please be on mute if you are not talking, and avoid typing anything in the chat while the speaker is delivering his speech, as it may distract the speaker. Whenever you are transferring the control to the other Toastmaster, please do it while displaying a namaste or a high five. And last but not the least, most important, please be on camera, guys. I will request everybody to please come on camera. I can see Saurav is not on camera, Pallavi is not on camera, Malini is not on camera, and Sonal is also not on camera. Please, guys, I request you to come on camera, as we are practicing public speaking. It's very incomplete if you are not able to look at the audience. Thank you so much. And there's a saying that there is a special place in heaven for women who supports women. And that's what our today's meeting is all about. And I'm very excited because we have a superwoman here with a super sense of humor today, and I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to the meeting. With that, I am transferring the control to our presiding officer for today, my mentor and one of the coolest members, DTM Shahid. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Simranji. Thank you so much. I just heard something and I just want to check my ears. Yes, is it right? So, Mihir and Kabir and Saurav, we just heard that there is a special place for women in heaven who support women. And what is the special place for a man who is supported by a woman? Is that place hell, on earth, or heaven?
He is the gatekeeper of that heaven.
He is the gatekeeper of that heaven. That's a good one. That's a good one. Actually, yes. So we men are the gatekeepers of heaven, and we do get a hell of a time when the women pass through that, and the wife standing behind us say, "Put your eyes down." Right? Yes, that's right. Okay. Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear fellow guests. Today we are in our 291th meeting of Toastmasters of Delhi. And today is a very special day. Not today, but maybe a few days later, it will be a special day. Exactly on the 8th of this month, it will be a special day, and a special day for a woman. That is a Women's Day. But I beg to differ here. A Women's Day is every day, and I have seen that in my family. Whenever I get up, it is with the full permission of my wife, and when I'm sleeping, again, it's after the taking permission from my wife. So every day, it has to be a Women's Day in my life. Having said that, I would now like to take the introduction of the guests who have recently joined our club. First and foremost, I would like to request Ira Pallavi to introduce herself, if she is a Toastmaster or a guest.
Hello.
Hello.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, so hi everybody. I'm very happy to join this session. No, I am not a Toastmasters. I'm just the guest, but I have I'm aware of Toastmasters, and recently I had some time in my hand and I wanted to invest it into something productive. So I thought of probably checking out Toastmasters and seeing if I can, like, if we click together. That's how I can put it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Pallavi. Toastmasters do click together, and we make sure that people who join us click with us. And you will see that in the middle of the session of the meeting. Thank you so
That's
much and
great.
welcome once again. I would
And
now
Thank you
like
so
can
much.
we
to,
just add, Shahid, Ira said, I am just a guest. A guest is not just a guest. You are a very special part our of the family, and we really appreciate you taking out the time and joining us. We really welcome the guests who join. So thank you so much for doing that.
Thank
thank
you
you so
so
much,
much. Thank you.
Toastmaster. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pallavi. We have another guest here from Singapore, all the way from Singapore. Uh, she already has her sister enrolled into our club, that is Khushbu Rastogi, and Khushbu recommended Sheetal to join our club all the way from Singapore. So we have already got been published all over the world. I would request Sheetal to introduce herself.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Sheetal Rastogi. Uh, I'm a guest here today, and I'm really looking forward to the conversation and discussions here in this session today.
Thank you so much, Sheetal. I
Welcome,
would now
Sheila.
request Sonal to introduce herself.
Hello everyone. My name is Sonal, and I'm staying in Lakshmi Nagar, Delhi. Actually, I'm new to Delhi, and I just passed out my bachelor's. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm
Thank you
just
so much.
guest in this.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you so
Okay.
much, Sonal. Sonal is a guest. She has just connected with me about an hour back, and she wants to see the experience the meeting today, and eventually join Toastmasters Club. We have Malini. She is a Toastmaster. She has already attended a meeting, a joint meeting. She became a Toastmaster in Toastmaster Gurgaon. What is it called? GST. Uh, Gurgaon something club, the club that David Conrad leads as the VP Education. And we also acknowledge the presence of Mihir Shastri, a veteran speaker, and he is going to deliver a speech here. Welcome, Mihir. And do we have another guest? I believe I don't have anyone else to acknowledge and introduce. The rest of us are all Toastmasters from my own club. And now, my dear friends, today, as the presiding officer, in lieu of Toastmaster Nupur, who is the president of our club, I took over as presiding officer because she had a lot of work in hand and she is also unwell. And despite the fact that she is unable to speak, she is going to take up a few roles in our club, despite all the hardship that she is going through in terms of her health and the changing weather. And the tissue paper is showing that, yes, there is a problem there. Okay. Now, to empower women, around 3 years back, I joined Toastmasters of Delhi from my home club in Noida. And I met this powerhouse of a woman who served us vegetarian kebabs and also non vegetarian kebabs. So I'm actually a vegetarian kebab. And sorry, I'm not a vegetarian kebab. I'm a vegetarian kebab lover. So what happened is that there were two dishes lying on the dining table, and I quickly sneaked in and picked up the vegetarian dish and took it away. This lady came to me and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "The kebabs are in shortage and I want to eat all of them." She said, "Keep it back on the table or I'll not bring it again for you." She was strong, she was powerful, she was gentle, and she was one of the best Toastmasters that I had met in that particular meeting. My dear friends, please help me welcome the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Aisha.
Good afternoon, everyone, and
Good afternoon.
welcome in the beautiful world of women, where every woman is intelligent, beautiful, smart, laborious, hardworking, and totally perfect. The word woman starts with the alphabets W. This is because most of the question begin with why, when, where, who, what, which, and finally, wife. 8 March is a Women's Day. Most of the married men were wondering why are the other 364 days called them? And I asked my husband, why Men's Day is not very popular as the Women's Day? And he replied, because we cannot celebrate a man's achievement in a single day. Very poor joke. Now, I will tell you the history of Women's Day. International Women's Day, a global celebration on the economic, political, social achievement of women, took place for the first time in March 1911 in the Denmark, Switzerland, Germany, and Australia. Women's Day marked the anniversary of Great Women's March of 1956, where women marched to the Union Building to protest against the carrying of passbooks. Between 1913 and 1914, women in Russia observed their first Women's Day in February 23rd. Later, it was decided that March 8 and globally accepted day to celebrate International Women's Day. A strong woman knows she has a strength enough for the journey, but a woman of strength knows it is in the journey where she will become strong. Did you know the fact? Initially, Women's Day was planned on 6th March, but women took 2 days to get ready for this, and how it got postponed to 8th March. Now, come to the themes. Celebrating sisterhood. And the fact is that having a sister means you are the part of something amazing. It means you will love and be loved forever in your life. A sister is someone who will reach for your hand and touch your heart. And I always advise to my daughters that be nice to your sister. Your friends will come and go, but your sister will always be with you. And I promise that sometime she will be your best friend in your life. Now, I will tell you about usual Toastmaster meeting. About usual Toastmaster meeting having 3 sisters. First, oldest sister. I make the rule. Prepare the speech session where the speaker will come and give his or her speech according to their objective and time allotted to them. And the middle sister, I am the reason we have the rule, means table topic session, which encourage everyone for impromptu speech. The table topic master will give you a topic and you have to speak minimum 1 minute and maximum 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And the third and the last sister, rule don't apply on me, means our journal evaluation session, where our journal evaluator will come and evaluate the whole meeting. Now, I would like to call again a beautiful and intelligent girl, our journal evaluator, Toastmaster Simranjeet Kaur. Toastmaster Simranjeet, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. I'm very excited. This is the first time I'm playing Journal Evaluator and very excited about it. So as the name suggests, Journal Evaluator, I would be evaluating the meeting in general on the basis of the response of the audience and the time management that we are doing in the meeting collectively, and the preparedness of the participants of the meeting. So I would not be doing it alone. I have a team with me, and I would like to call the first member of my team, which is Timer. And for that, I would like to call on stage Toastmaster Nupur, who's the timer for the day. Over to you, Toastmaster Nupur.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Today, as the timer, I will be responsible to keep a track of the time taken by the speakers as well as the role players. We have one icebreaker project, and the time allotted for that is 4 to 6 minutes. I'll show the green card at 4 minutes, the yellow card at 5 minutes, and the red card at 6 minutes. There is a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. We also have one project from Mihir Shastri, and the time allotted for his speech is 5 to 7 minutes. I'll show the green card at 5 minutes, yellow card at 6 minutes, and the red card at 7 minutes. Grace period of 30 seconds on either side again. For table topics, each speaker is encouraged to speak at least for 1 minute. And 1 to 2 minutes is what the time is. 30 seconds on the higher side is the grace period that we'll give. Green card will be shown at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes. Evaluators have 2 to 3 minutes to give their evaluation. Green card will be shown at 2 minutes, the yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and the red card at 3 minutes. Grace period of 30 seconds again on either side. I will be submitting my report once the General Evaluator calls me back. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nupur. So next, I would like to call on stage our counter for today, who's none other than Toastmaster Kabir. Over to you, Toastmaster Kabir.
Thank you, General Evaluator, and good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. I am the Toastmaster of the day today. The thought of the day on the special day of Women's Day and Sisterhood, I guess, and I know everyone in the house, men or women, all of them are very, very, very happy, and we all want to celebrate it. 8th is the day when I would be celebrating with my wife, my mother, and obviously my daughter is not here in the country, but virtually with her also. And my son would be celebrating the same with the whole family. And it is a day which brings us all together, and we all celebrate these different sacrifices, a lot of things that our family, women folk in our family do. And they are the basis on which we all stand. Now coming to the aha counter, I am the aha counter of the day. Filler words and touches cause interruptions in the speech, which further distracts the attention of the audience. As a result, they reduce the impact of the speech. My role is to make notes of the pauses, filler words used by the speakers and role players. Filler words are like, you know, so, I mean, well. In addition, unintentional sounds like ahs and ums and long pauses will be noted. I will submit my report during the general evaluation session when I am called on the stage. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kabir. Next, I would like to call on stage the grammarfulist for today, who's none other than our grammar Nazi, Toastmaster Lavina. Over to you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Today, we have gathered today to discuss about Women's Day. I would like to share a small photograph to give an impression of what Women's Day means to me. Trust my screen is visible to all of you. Just take 1 minute to read this, please. Today, we talk about Women's Day as an occasion to celebrate the achievements of women in the past. Women who had to fight for voting rights, women who had to fight for property rights, and much more. However, the fight, or rather the struggle, continues today. This one picture shows perspective of women in the workplace. As you can see, this picture depicts that while climbing the ladder, a woman has to handle a lot more challenges at the workplace as well as home. So Women's Day is an occasion to remember this and share the load. I am the grammarian for today, and I will be listening carefully to the language usage. I'll take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today, the word of the day is reminiscence. Reminiscence. It means a story told about a past event remembered by the narrator, or something which is characteristic of one thing and suggestive of another. For example, the novel I'm reading contains endless reminiscences about the author's youth. Secondly, the idiom of the day is to jump on the bandwagon. To jump on the bandwagon. The literal meaning is to get onto a to get onto a wagon. However, the figurative mean is to join a popular trend or activity. For example, more and more people are turning vegan, so I've decided to jump on the bandwagon and limit my meat usage. I encourage all of you to use the word of the day and the idiom of the day. And I encourage the audience to encourage those who use these by showing a thumbs up sign. If your video is on, you can show it like this. Otherwise, you can show it via the reactions at the bottom of the screen. Thank you. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lavina. With that, I would like to pass the control to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Aisha. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Simranjit. Now, let's celebrate our today's meeting. Our first speaker is Toastmaster Mihir Shastri. But before his speech, I would like to call his evaluator, Toastmaster Mayank. Please read his speech objective.
Aisha ma'am, I think Mayank has just joined. So if it's okay, can we just swipe the speakers? Let's go with Malini first.
Okay.
I will share a couple of things with Mayank meanwhile. So yeah, we can go with Malini.
First, I would like to call Toastmaster Malini, who is giving her icebreaker speech today. And I would like to call her evaluator, Toastmaster Nupur. Please read her speech objective. Toastmaster Nupur.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Aisha. Today, Malini would be sharing her speech, her icebreaker speech, and the purpose of this speech is for the member to introduce herself to the club, learn the basic structure of public speaking. The time limit would be 4 to 6 minutes, and I will share my evaluation at the end of in the General Evaluator Council. The title of the speech is Introduction. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nupur. Toastmaster Malini. Introduction, Toastmaster Malini.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to join all of you here. And I am pretty new. It's been, you can say, not more than a week since I am trying to learn more and more about Toastmasters through the website and through joining clubs. So this is the first day when I'm speaking and introducing myself. So my name is Malini Rustigi. I am a Delhiite, born and brought up in Delhi. Professionally, I am an ICF PCC credential coach, as well as a POSH consultant and trainer. And along with that, I'm a wellness mentor too. So when it comes to my overall professional experience, I've been coaching from past 4 years. Recently became a POSH trainer and consultant, and my experience in wellness comes for more than 2 decades. I was 17 when my journey had started. And it started off with Reiki with a question that if medical science is not there, or what can be done other than medical science to heal people, how a body can be healed. So from a tender age of 17, it started, became a grandmaster in Reiki, then learned tarot. Nowadays, I teach different modalities of Reiki as well as tarot to people as well. And along with that, I'm an Access Consciousness Bars facilitator and a Theta healing practitioner. So in this entire journey, I received 4 awards. It started off with, I'm sorry, it started off with Exceptional Woman of Excellence by Women Economic Forum, and also for my contribution in the field of wellness by Star Stell Awards in the year 2019. In year 2020-21, I received Women Entrepreneur of the Year by WASME. And the recent one was by Life Foundation. Along with that, I'm also on the holistic panel of NGO Win Over Cancer, and that became the life-changing moment for me when I started working very closely with cancer patients. In our life, we are worried and stressed about small issues, like somebody has told something to you which is not going well, or you have taken it to your heart and you're pondering upon it. What about these people who don't even know that tomorrow morning whether they are going to wake up or not? So when I started working with them, I saw a mission over there to leave the rest. I mean, the rest of the stress and worries over small issues, day-to-day issues, and walk on the journey of forgiveness and gratitude. And thereafter, my entire life changed, because the lesson here was that whatever we keep in our heads about the past, whether it's a past moment itself, and it's not contributing to us, there is no point carrying it along. So just dropping it there, forgiving yourself, because somewhere it's mirroring you as well, what you are lacking or what you are expecting from the other person. If hadn't been that trigger there, you wouldn't have felt that emotion, or you wouldn't have felt negative about that entire situation. So following that and following gratitude for all universe offered me, the people around me offered me, supported me in my journey, here I am in front of all of you. Thank you so much for sharing my journey with you.
Thank you so much, Malini. I'm really impressed with your introduction as an icebreaker, and I saw lots of confidence in you. Thank you so much, really impressed. And this is the magic of a woman. This is called a magical woman.
One more thing I would like to add here is that I hold I'm the president of Wiki Delhi Holistic Wellness and Resorts Council. So being there, if anybody is from the holistic field and any women wishes to join the council, please connect with me and I'll be more than happy to support you there.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Now let's move. Our second speaker is Toastmaster Mihir Shastri. I would like to call his evaluator Toastmaster Mayank. Please read his speech objective. Toastmaster Mayank.
Thank you, Aisha ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Toastmaster Mihir would be delivering his project, Deliver Social Speeches. This is the first speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice delivering social speeches in front of club members. The time limit for this speech is 3 to 4 minutes, and I'll present my evaluation when called upon by the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mayank. Toastmaster Mihir. Escaping the matrix, Toastmaster Mihir.
You're on mute, Mihir.
Dear Toastmasters, today I have come to you to tell you that what you think what you perceive, what you see, and what you hear is not true. Most of us doesn't even have any clue. So to know the reality, you have to choose a pill. One is red and other is blue. But before choosing the pill, let me tell you that if you choose the blue pill, your life will remain the same. If you're happy, you will remain happy. If you are sad, you can always be happy. But if you choose the red pill, you will see the reality which is dark, which is full of pain and suffering. And you will never be the same. So those who want to choose the blue pill can raise their left hand, and those who want to know the reality can raise the right hand. Red for right, blue for left. So most of us want to know the reality. So let me tell you what is the truth. The truth is that we all are slave of the system. And the system we are told that is created for our own benefit. But the truth is that it is created for the benefit of those who creates it. Matrix is not a new concept. We saw it first in the 1999 movie, The Matrix. But the truth is that ancient cultures are talking about this for a really long time, thousands of years. In Hinduism, we have the concept of Maya, which is the matrix. In Plato's Republic, there is Plato's cave, where 4 men are chained and one of them is able to escape the cave. If you have heard the story of Gautam Buddha, you will know that he was a prince. When he was born, an astrologer told his parents that your son will become depressed and will leave everything and become a monk. His father, the king, got scared and he created an artificial reality around him. Till the age of 30, he did not know the meaning of pain and suffering. He had never seen illness, aging, and poverty. But dear Toastmasters, remember, there are other forces. There are forces other than matrix as well. And sometimes there's a glitch in the matrix. And accidentally, one time, the prince Siddhartha steps out of the palace. He steps out of the matrix and sees a man dying of starvation, an old man dying of disease. He sees orphans and widows. He sees people fighting and killing each other. And this is the first time he sees what is the reality. He realizes that he was living inside a matrix. And then he finally steps out of the matrix and reaches enlightenment. Then he helps others to get out of it. This we see in almost every culture. So let me ask, how many of you believe that every individual is unique? Raise your hand. But have you wondered why many of us follow really similar path in life? Let me tell you the story, the timeline of a law-abiding citizen who is part of the system of this matrix. He takes birth, he goes to school, he goes to college, he gets a job, he gets married, he gets into debt to buy a house, then he works, Then he gets divorced, then he works, and then he retires, and whatever the money he saves goes, because he is diabetic, the money he saves, he uses it to buy medicine. Because the reason is that he was following the herd. He did not follow his own individual unique path, because he was scared that if he goes on the path of a loner, then then everyone will reject him. So, but there is a way to escape the matrix. First of all, realize that you are living in the matrix. Second, you can't escape it just when you realize. You need to understand the rule of the matrix. You need to understand the code, the rules of the system. Then you learn to bend the rules. And once you have started to bend the rules in accordance with you, where you are benefiting most from the system. We talk about that 1% of the people have the 70% of the wealth. These are the people who are bending the rules of this system. And once you start bending the rules, you build yourself. Instead of chasing money, materialistic thing, and short-term gratification, you build your character. You chase virtues. You become mindful of your decisions. Are they coming from your own free will, or someone is influencing you? And there is always, and then you wait for the glitch in the matrix. There is always a glitch in the matrix. And once you see that glitch right in front of you, you escape the matrix and you see the reality of what it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Mihir. Thank you so much. And yes, you are right, Mihir. We all are the slave of this system, and you showed the reality of the life. Thank you so much. Thank you. Is there any voting? Toastmaster Shahid.
Aisha ma'am will have the voting at the end of the session.
Okay. You know that I'm celebrating Women's Day every hour, every minute, and every second. Because I have 2 daughters. I live with my mother-in-law, and my husband is alone at home. He is surrounded by 4 females 24/7. In 1816, women had no right. In 1916, women fought for the right. And in 2016, women are always right. Now, I would like to call Toastmaster Shahid as a table topic master. Toastmaster Shahid, the stage is yours in Women's Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aisha. Good evening, Toastmasters, and to all the beautiful women on this stage of Toastmasters of Delhi. Today, as your table topic master, let me first tell you what this feature, this centerpiece of any Toastmasters meeting in the club is all about. Table topic speeches, or impromptu speeches, or speaking from the heart. Today, I am going to come up with a few topics on which I'll be first inviting a veteran Toastmaster who is going to speak on the topic of my choice, impromptu. It will be a 2.5-minute speech in which the speaker will be given 30 seconds to think about the topic and 2 minutes to speak. The qualifying time for the speech will be 1 minute, and again the maximum qualifying time will be 2 minutes. 30 seconds comes as the grace period in which you can deliver your speech also. That is, you can start immediately and you can end in 2.5 minutes, or you can take 30 seconds to think over and then deliver the speech in the next 2 minutes. This session is very much open to all the enthusiastic Toastmasters who can raise their hands and ask for being invited on the stage for the table topics. But this session is more inclined towards the guests, the introverts, the people who have joined Toastmasters. They are not yet Toastmasters, and this is one opportunity for them to come up and speak on stage for 2 minutes. If you as a guest are able to speak for 2 minutes in today's meeting, I can guarantee you that you will get a discount when you join as Toastmasters. Second, you will yourself understand and realize your power of speaking. So I encourage all the guests, because I have very limited topics today. I have hardly 6 topics. So I am going to invite one veteran Toastmaster first, and then all the guests will be invited if you are coming on stage. So who is going to be the first Toastmaster to raise their hand? Virtually or? Yes, I see a fantastic hand coming up. And yes, in the words of Shah Rukh Khan, when you are looking for something that comes your way, that you want it to come your way, if you are looking at it with a lot of strength, it definitely comes your way. And it happened. I was expecting a very strong feminist person who has a lot of conviction in her speech, who has a lot of confidence when she comes on stage, to come on stage and deliver this first impromptu speech. Please help me welcome on stage Toastmaster Lavina Mittal. Toastmaster Lavina, you have six topics to choose, and I have numbered them from 1 to 6. Please take a pick from any of the numbers.
Number 5, please.
Okay. Toastmaster Lavina, where there is a woman, there is magic. Where there is a woman, there is magic. Toastmaster Lavina.
Growing up, I remember this one thing my mother used to say. A woman is a form of Annapurna. Whatever you give her, she will multiply. You give her a house, she makes it into a home. You give her a vegetable, she will make it into a meal. You give her cotton, she makes it into cloth. You give her a husband, she makes a family. Think about it. What would you rather have? A brick and mortar house or a home? A raw vegetable freshly plucked from a plant or a meal? Cotton which disintegrates when you hold it in your hand or a robe? Would you not have magic in your life? Magic. That's a synonym for a woman. A woman in any form. A daughter, sister, mother, colleague, mentor, or boss. A woman, however she touches your life, however she enters your life, even if she exits your life, she leaves an indelible experience. History is full of examples of men who were brave, men who charted the path and made outstanding discoveries. There are women examples as well, though perhaps not so many. Why is that? Because women choose to work their magic in silence. That is the only reason. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Sahib.
Give a compliment to a woman and she wants 20 more. Thank you, Toastmaster Lavina. Thank you so much for this fantastic topic. Okay, we have 5 more to go. I'm giving this opportunity to a guest. Shall I look for a raise of hands or shall I take a pick? 5 seconds to go. Give a woman a power to decide, and you take 2 days from the 6th to the 8th of March. So I'm going to make a choice. I would like to call upon stage Toastmaster to be Pallavi to take a choice of number 1, 2, 3, 4 or 6. Pallavi.
Yeah. 6.
Okay. Pallavi, a woman can create ripples to bring about a change. Yes or no? A woman can create ripples to bring about a change. Yes or no? Pallavi.
A woman can create ripples to bring about change is, in my opinion, correct. Everywhere when we see there is a saying that when you educate a person or when you educate a man, you educate that man. But when you educate a woman, you educate the entire family. This is just an example of the ripples ladies create. They may not be as loud and boisterous as an everyday image of a ripple creator is there in our mind. But nevertheless, if we look around, our mothers, our sisters, even the maid that comes to your house is a ripple creator. Her thought, her action is a creation of ripples. She's working, she's earning her freedom. That is a ripple. So, yes, women are ripple creators. For me, if I go back to even my grandmother's time, for her, sending her son or her daughter to school or college was a ripple creation. For my mother-in-law, ensuring that my sister-in-law works and not gets married at the first occasion is a creation of ripple. Anything that breaks from the old thought pattern and empowers the woman to take the next step is a creation of ripple. And each woman creates those tiny ripples that add up to this momentum that pushes forward the next generation of women. So yes, they are ripple creators. They are the shoulders on which we have stood up, and we are going to be the shoulders which will ensure that the next generation stands and moves forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Pallavi. Excellent, excellent. Yes, women create ripples. The ripple effect is always seen and experienced, and no better, no small, no large, does not matter. It does create a ripple. Thank you. Okay, another guest before I move to Toastmasters, my favorite Toastmasters, to bring them on stage. Another guest, Sheetal. Yes, I was looking forward to that. Sheetal, please choose a number from 1 to 4.
Number 3.
Number 3, okay. Sheetal, how can a woman pursue her goals without bias and barriers? How can a woman pursue her goals without bias and barriers? Sheetal.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Shahid. How can a woman
pursue her goals without bias and barriers?
I think women has when women decides, I think there is nothing too short, too difficult for a woman. Whether it's in life, when you're growing up in a big family where you're helping your mom, or as a child, as a girl, you're helping your mom or you're helping your family and managing your studies and not compromising on anything else at home as well. And if you have a will, I think if any girl, any woman who has a will, I think they can achieve anything irrespective of limitations, restrictions, or which a circumstance may impose. I think we have many examples in the past where women from small towns, small locations have really crossed the barriers. I mean, today we have many examples where women, whether it's a Chanel CEO or whether some of the jobs which have a very strong glass ceiling, where women have actually broken those glass ceilings and achieved those levels. So yes, if women wants, they can achieve any level, whether it be being the president of any country or any company, they can certainly achieve without compromising on family or any of the other family goals, to achieve that career goal as well. So both can go hand in hand. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheetal. Yes, I agree with that. We cannot give a how or what or when to a woman. If she is determined, she can achieve anything. Sky is the limit for a woman to achieve her goals without any bias or barriers. Thank you so much. Okay, anyone else? I am giving a lot of chances to women to speak about. Now I am going to give a chance to two men to speak about it. And please help me welcome on stage Toastmaster Kabir to share his thoughts on Women's Day. Toastmaster Kabir, out of 1, 2, and 4, please choose a number.
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay. Toastmaster Kabir, share 3 action items through which women's achievements can be celebrated. Share your 3 action items through which women's achievements can be celebrated. Toastmaster Kabir.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for giving me an opportunity. And the topic for the day is share 3 actionable items which can be taken to celebrate the woman achievements. I guess, and I know that women are breaking the glass ceilings. They are doing very well in almost every field. In fact, I will give you an example. The other day, I was flying to US from India, and I was surprised to see, and in fact, I was pleased to see that all the pilots and the total crew of United Airlines was all women flight. They were all being managed by women. So a lot of people were very happy, and we really celebrated the way it was handled. The courtesy which was extended, it was handled so well, and the flight went so smoothly, and that was a celebration. When we were landed at the Chicago airport, we all clapped. And we were very happy because they were also very, very happy because that was the first flight United Airlines had given to all women crew. Accordingly, in our organization also, I have been fortunate enough to do a lot of hiring in the past few months. And the good part is most of the women have been selected. And we have found out in our last few years survey that women have been more loyal. They have been more as a team members of the team, and they have performed very well. So right now the gender equality is equal number of men and women in our organization. So that way we are celebrating, we are having a lot of good times together. And yes, we are taking good care of each other in the sense that, we all feel for each other, and we want all of us to climb the ladder. Salary is almost at par. And at my house, I'll give the next example. My daughter gets priority over my son. Although she is daughter, she gets priority over my son to choose the flavor of the ice cream that they have to eat. Also, my mother and my wife always have the priority of choosing the dish that they want to prepare and they want to eat. So that way, I think we are all celebrating. We are in the midst of the celebration, and let's keep celebrating, and let's become homogeneous as a society and survive, excel, and do very well. And that is the foundation on which it can be built. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kabir. Thank you for your contribution to the celebration of women, and thank you for being brave enough to take a flight in which the pilot was a woman. That was a great achievement for you.
No,
Thank you so much.
I have done it many times, Shahid sir. In fact, I had a very bad experience. It was a flight from Delhi to Bombay, and the flight was being managed by a lady. And one of the Haryana guys said that he wants to get down the flight. After everything was done, the doors were closed, and he started shouting, saying that the woman can't fly. And then the pilot had to come and tell him that, it's not strength. It's a lot of, the instruments and skills that have to be incorporated, and you are totally safe. I have done some 8,000 hours of flying, and you don't have to worry. That guy was praying all throughout the flight. He was sitting right next to me, and I have seen both sides, where people are supported and supportive, and there are times when people are not so supportive. But then we need to give them a chance, and it's not we are giving them a chance. We need to make sure that they are not put a barrier is not put behind in front of them. Like Lavina was showing a picture where men were going on a straight, and there were hurdles created for a woman to go on that same path. I don't think that is fair, and I don't think that is right. We, as a 50% of our population, if we are not giving them a chance, we will never become a developed economy. We will remain underdeveloped. That's my thought.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kabir. I am now going to jump the bandwagon. I'm going to make sure that the next flight I take from Delhi to anywhere else in the world is driven by a woman pilot. And I am also reminiscing the thoughts when we sit together and we talk about so many things. I never knew you were such a person who advocated women with such strong words. Thank you. You are a father, a gentleman, and whatnot. Thank you, Toastmaster Kabir. Okay, now I am going to move with another Toastmaster and one more guest. So, Sonal, I am going to take you for the last. So, be ready to take a table topic. Before going to Sonal, I am going to call upon stage the person I call my teddy bear, the person I call the one whom I hug and he says, okay, hug me again. I am the only person who allows me to hug. Please help me welcome on stage Toastmaster Mayank.
So you are lying on a sunny day.
Toastmaster Mayank, you have to make a choice between 1 and 4.
I'll go with number 4.
Okay. Toastmaster Mayank, how can we assist and accept a woman in a position of power? How can we assist and accept a woman in a position of power? And here, let me tell you, when you are going to deliver this speech, please visualize the woman in power in our club, Toastmaster Nupur as the president of our club. How can we assist and accept Toastmaster Nupur in a position of power?
I'm not saying that just tell me what to do. That is not the way. I can also tell my maid what to do and they do it. Definitely not saying that tell me what to do. Sorry, stole your limelight, Mayank.
Go ahead, Mayank. Go ahead. Stage is all yours.
So I am not going to keep it only specific to Toastmaster Nupur. I always believe that there should not be any kind of differentiation between men and women, and I'm a strong advocate of that. And having a daughter recently, I always want to push that men and women both are equal. But in case if there comes a situation where I have to assist and accept, I think acceptance would always be there for me. I would never try to defeat the purpose that that a woman is in power. So don't think that there would be a lack of acceptance from my end. And regarding assistance, I think rather than needing my assistant, women are more capable these days and self-capable, self-independent, not to require anyone's assistance. And if for all married folks, all our wives are already in power of our lives. So doesn't really matter on whether you accept it or not. You already have accepted your fate when you got married. And even in workspaces, it does not really matter whether it's a man or woman who is working with you. And if there's common interest towards achievement to a certain goal, I don't think that there should be any hindrance toward achieving that goal. So assistance, don't think women require men's assistance to achieve they are more than self-capable. in fact, they help men achieve their goals. Like it is not the other way around. So I think there used to be a line. There is always for a success, there is always a woman behind a man. So I think women are always self-sufficient, self-capable, and for accepting it, I think for all married folks, you would have already accepted when you got married. So back to you, Shahid sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mayank. And that was a very diplomatic answer to the question that how can you assist our president, Toastmaster Nupur?
No, I kept it like all specific, not only specified to Toastmaster. No.
Yes, that is a very diplomatic way of saying that I will do only what you say, but I will not do what you want to say. Thank you so much. I was just joking. Okay, now I'm going to call upon stage Sonal. Sonal, can we have you on stage?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Sonal. So here is one last topic for you, and you have no choice but to accept it. Sonal, gender equality. What is your viewpoint? Gender equality. What is your viewpoint? Sonal.
Okay. Thank you for the topic. By gender equality, what I understand, like, there should be equality between men and women on workplace, in colleges, in schools, in home. Like if there is a girl child and a boy child, parents should not discriminate between them in their studies and everything. And women should be respected for their opinion, for their capability, for their work, uh, everywhere. So that is what I think. And one more thing, like sometimes women, girls are take in some families. I have seen that, and that girls are taken as liabilities. Like parents think that girls are liabilities, and they don't really invest in their studies and study. So that should not happen in our society. And yeah, like everyone, girls and boys should be treated equally. That is what I understand by gender equality. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sonal. Guys, let me tell you one thing about Sonal. We just had a chat about 2.5 hours back, and she told me that she is a chemical engineer. Imagine a woman being a chemical engineer, the kind of chemistry she can create in other people. And when she becomes empowered with so much of energy of becoming educated as a chemical engineer, you can imagine what a woman can do. Kudos to Sonal, who is soon going to be a Toastmaster. Thank you so much. With this, I would like to hand over the stage back to our champion, the woman who empowers women and everyone else around her, Toastmaster Aisha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shahid. And what an amazing session you have. Really, I enjoyed a lot. Thank you so much. Now, it's time to tell you some rules for International Women's Day. Rule number 1. On Women's Day, a woman is always right. Rule number 2. If you think a woman is not right, please always read rule number 1. Now, I would like to call again our very beautiful, energetic, and our very own Toastmaster Simranjeet as a general evaluator. Toastmaster Simranjeet, please come, and the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aisha. And I'm really enjoying the meeting with all the role players and you specifically. Okay. So let me call on stage the grammarian for the grammarian reports for today. Over to you.
General Evaluator, do you want the polls to go now or after the reports?
I think we can have these speech evaluations polls first, and then we can go after the for the rest of them later. And Simran, you will have to call upon stage the speech evaluators first.
Okay. Okay, I am so sorry. Okay,
that's all right.
So I will. Okay, so I would like to call on stage Mihir's evaluator, who's Toastmaster Mayank. I would like to pass on the.
Before that, I will need 30 seconds. I'm launching the polls now.
Okay.
So please vote for the best speaker. All right, closing it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Let me go for the table topic speaker as well. Starting the polls now for table topic speaker. All right, thank you. We'll have the rest of the polls later.
Okay, so shall I go on with the evaluation?
Yes, please.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nupur. Okay, so I will like to invite on stage Toastmaster Mayank to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Mihir. Over to you, Toastmaster Mayank.
Thank you, Toastmaster Simritji. Escaping the Matrix. Was it a Toastmaster speech today, or was it an alternate Neo offering a view to an alternate reality? Today, the speaker presented a very unique speech incorporating various elements of the movie The Matrix trilogy. So right from the start, my first commendation to the speaker would be the use of the Matrix background. A flow of numbers, although it was not a moving GIF, but the image is so fixed in our minds that every time we see that image, we instantly connect that it is from the Matrix movie. So the flow, the green numbers flowing on a black background really set the speech in motion. The second commendation for the speaker would be the use of a user's use of props, the red pill and the blue pill. The speaker actually took effort to get two pills, red pill and a blue pill, to offer us alternate choices that he was about to give us. My third commendation for the speaker would be the use of very hard-hitting language in a very short speech. Slaves of the system, let us escape this reality. So all these words actually made me engross into the speech, and I wanted the speaker to continue speaking on the Matrix. Now with the speech that was so interesting, full of movie elements, what the speaker can do to make this speech more engaging. I noticed that since the speaker was using a background on Zoom, most of his props like red pill, blue pill were not clearly visible in the first few segments. The second commendation would be his camera settings. The speaker was using camera settings in a way that only his hand gestures were coming very abruptly, and it was not in sync with the speech. So the speaker can maybe adjust his camera setting and then he can work on his hand gestures. The third commendation would be on the project objectives. The project objective involved the speaker to deliver a social speech. A social speech includes a toast, an acceptance speech, or a speech honoring an individual or an organization. So I felt that the speech lacked the element of a social speech. So I would recommend the speaker to repeat this project again and deliver a speech which meets the project objectives. So overall, it was a very nice speech with an interesting background, interesting speech content, usage of prop, and hard-hitting language. My recommendations on background camera settings and delivering a speech which is in sync with the project objectives. My key summary from this speech is that whatever pill you take in life, I hope we can be happy with that decision. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mayank. Now we can move on to the next evaluation, which would be for Toastmaster Malini. And Toastmaster Nupur would be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Malini. Over to you, Toastmaster Nupur.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. So I would start by congratulating Toastmaster Malini and taking the first step, which was the most difficult, to come out on the stage and give your first speech. I would request everyone to unmute themselves and give a huge round of applause to Malini for taking that first step. It was a great speech. I think all of us here got mesmerized by the applause and the list. There are a lot of things that you said that you do, for which I really have to probably Google and figure out. So the list was long and it was really engrossing, that what we saw. And definitely we would like to sit with you and understand more about you. Maybe someday a TMOD role where you can help us explain all that. The overall summary, the way you started, the way you presented the speech, then when the Toastmaster of the day took over and you came back again saying that I missed a point, and you said that shows the confidence level that you have, that you're not, that you really have that confidence of standing in front of the people or even on the virtual stage and presenting yourself, speaking your heart out, speaking what you think you would want to. So kudos to that. That's really great. Congratulations to that. Now, since we are here in Toastmasters and what we focus on is improving the speeches each and every time we progress. So for that, a couple of recommendations that I would want to give here. Every speech should first have a structure around it, which should ideally have an introduction, a body, and then a takeaway to it. What I missed here was the first and the last part in this. The entire speech, what was more around your achievements. I would have loved to hear more about your personal side. What is Malini about? What does she like? What is her family about? Something as an individual, as in person, because we are here a family and we would like to connect with each other. So maybe I personally would have wanted to hear more about that, along with the achievements, which were really great. And then at the end, to give everyone something where they would be more interested in waiting for your next speech, to see what is it that you would deliver in your next speech. Maybe some point, some conclusion line would have been great. So overall, kudos on the confidence level and on the first speech that you delivered, just a structure around it, showing more about what you yourself would want is something that I would look forward to. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the kind words, Nupur. And I am sure that in my next speech, I'll apply whatever you have advised me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nupur, for the beautiful evaluation. Next, I would like to call on stage our table topic evaluator for the day, who is Toastmaster Saurav. Over to you, Toastmaster Saurav.
Thank you. And good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and our general evaluators, my president and DTM Aisha. First of all, wish you all a very happy Women's Day in advance. Talking about Women's Day, what I heard for the entire session, we are talking about gender equality. We are talking about so many pros, cons about women's. But whatever we highlighted about skills, not highlighted about the existence of men and women in this earth. The men and women are very much equal in this earth. Whether she can fly a plane, she can drive a car, or handle a professional life. We always talking about our mother. Anyone can remember your mother management style. If whenever she was ill or not, whenever she was depressed or not, in our childhood, everything are there in place. We went to school, the breakfast are ready. We come back to home, the lunch are ready. We went to playground, the foods are ready. The milk, Bronvita, complaint, everything are managed so well that we understand that a woman is a born manager. So on that note, we had total 6 table topics today. The first speaker is Toastmaster Lavina. And I must say that whenever I listen to her, it's mesmerizing my ears. I always spellbound with her words she used, and she is a true grammarian for me because I joined Toastmaster to learn all these things. So her topic was where there is a woman, there is magic. She took 1 minute 57 seconds to explain this impromptu subject and how she highlighted that a woman is a Annapurna. That is a true terminology for a woman. Definitely, we always remember, or we can say that reminiscence, that whenever we talk about our mother's food, it is always delicious. We cannot compare the food made by our mother with anything in this earth. She explained very well, and she also highlighted how this society created by a woman. Thank you so much, Lavina, for being there. Moving to next, going to the next person. Also, she highlighted one thing: women always work in silence. I truly vote for that. Thank you so much. Moving to next, Toastmaster 2B, Pallavi. She took topic number 6. She explained the subject. The subject is the women create ripples to bring about a change in the society. So she explained it tremendously well. She highlighted one sentence which is very near to my heart. That is, when you educate a woman, you actually give the education to the entire family. And that's the true thing. Because wherever we see today, all the mothers are taking care about the education of their child, and we men are enjoying the outside life well, or we can say that we can handle the outside life easily because all of you who are taking care of the family. So that is also very nicely explained. She also explains one thing, how her grandmother uh, did all these changes in her life. Also, she explained how her family create all these ripples so that the existence of women should be there in the society. I take some more time. The next, the subject number 3, and again, one of the guests explained that Toastmaster to be Sital. How can women pursue her goals without bias and barriers? I must say that means you did a great job. You explained it very well, and definitely a woman, if she thinks she want to achieve something, she will definitely achieve something. Okay, so there is no doubt in it. So we also, what I highlighted in my beginning, you also highlighted about skills. You are woman, always take it you as a woman. You are a born manager, a born skill set you have from the beginning. Okay, so whatever you touch, you want to achieve, definitely you will achieve that. And you took near about 2 minutes and 1 seconds to explain this subject. Moving to next, Toastmaster Kabir, he took subject number 2. Say 3 action items through which achievements can be celebrated. Okay, you highlighted again about the skills, how the woman actually flew the aeroplane and how the celebration happened. But when the topic came to you, how you are going to celebrate your family's achievement, that part was missing. Though you are emphasizing on that, how you give support to the entire woman family of yours, that is also amazing. And you also highlighted one more thing, which is very, very true from my end. That is, every woman in this earth are loyal, organized, and definitely emotional. I quoted the last word because whenever sometimes you people are emotional, it is a little bit tough for us in the workplace to handle the situations. But yes, working with a group of men and women, that gives a very good environment to achieve any goals. Moving next to subject number 4, sides Teddy, that is Toastmaster Mayank. I have nothing to explain actually. Toastmaster Mayank is always very diplomatic, and he shares whatever his thoughts he shares, that truly reflects his profession. And one thing he highlighted that sorry, I forget to explain his topic. How can we assist and expect a woman's position of power? And he highlighted very well that every woman are independent and they do not need any sort of assistance. But yes, this mother nature create men and women, so we should be stand behind every person so that we can emotionally support them. Moving to next, the last table topic subject took by Toastmaster to be Sonal, and the subject is gender equality. And she also explained the same things in terms of skill. And when sides are actually explained something about her educational background, it create the image in my mind that you actually create the image of the author and entrepreneur Sudha Murthy. And I must say that you also highlighted one thing, that girls should not be taken as the liability and the situations are changing in the modern era. Thank you so much to everyone, and back to our general evaluator, Simranjit.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Saurabh, for your detailed evaluation. With that, I would like to call on stage my tag team. And the first one to be coming on stage would be the grammarian. I would like to call on stage Toastmaster Lavina with her grammarian report. Over to you.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Good evening, everybody. I'm the grammarian of the day. The word of the day was reminiscence. Two participants used it, DTM Shahid and table topic evaluator Saurabh. A big hand to them. The idiom of the day was to jump on the bandwagon. It was not used in today's meeting. Some good usages of language today were mirroring you, slaves of the system, and mesmerizing. One good speech tool that was used repeatedly was repetition. Repetition refers to the same word being repeated in a sentence, or the same sound, consonant being repeated in a sentence. This helps draw more attention to the speech and creates emphasis. Examples of this were: earlier women had no rights, then they fought for their rights, and now they're always right. So you see the word right is being repeated. Another example is that earlier we have stood up on shoulders of others. Now we are the shoulders of the next generation. A third example was women are self-sufficient, self-capable, and self-independent. Some not so good usages of language were: one, there was an error with using the correct tense. Most of us doesn't have a clue. Since most is a plural, here it should have been most of us don't have a clue. Another example which could have been improved was: he saw somebody who was dying. He saw an old person who was dying. There was another person who was old, and there were children who were ill. So here repetition could have been used. For example, he saw somebody who was old, he saw somebody who was dying, and he saw somebody who was ill. A simple tactic to use repetition. Thank you. That's all from my side. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lavina, for your report. Next, I would like to call on stage the our counter of the day, which is Toastmaster Kabir. Over to you, Toastmaster Kabir.
Thank you, General Evaluator, ma'am. I would like to share my screen so that I can show that what we have. So the counter as a day, I had calculated and written report. So Toastmaster of the day, Aisha, has used once and once. General Evaluator Simranjit Kaur used once and none, and nothing else again. Timer and Evaluator Nupur had used once, so once, and once. Grammarian and table topic speaker Lavina, she used twice and once. Coming to the speakers, speaker one Malini, she used once, then she used so once, and she used and 4 times. Mihir Shastri, the second speaker, used twice, but twice, well once, and once. Evaluator Mayank used twice, so twice, and once. Then coming to table topic master Shahid Anwar, he used once, and he did not use any other filler or any other word. Evaluator Saurav Kandra used thrice, so twice, well once, and 6 times, and other repeats once. Pallavi, the table topic speaker, she used twice, so once, and she did not use anything else. Sheetal, she used 5 times, then she used and 3 times, and other repeats once. Mayank used twice and once. And Sonal, she used 3 times, then she used like once, and she used and once. Other repeats were once, and unintentional pauses are also once. So here I am able to give my report. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, thank you so much, Toastmaster Kavi, for your report. Next, I would like to call on stage Toastmaster Nupur with her report as a timer. Over to you, Toastmaster Nupur.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. I will just very quickly give the main reports for the day that we have here. So starting from the General Evaluator and her tag team, the entire team for introduction took 7 minutes and 18 seconds. That was including the General Evaluator, timer, AHA counter, and grammarian. So the entire tag team took 7 minutes and 18 seconds. Speaker 1, Malini, took 4 minutes and 5 seconds, which was well within the time bracket. Toastmaster Mihir Shastri took 7 minutes and 35 seconds, with 5 seconds beyond the grace time. So the table topic, okay, I believe the table topic evaluator has already shared the timings in his report. So I will not be covering the timings again for the sake of our schedule. And I will just say that everyone here was well within the time bracket of minimum 1 minute and maximum 3 minutes. Toastmaster Mayank as an evaluator took 3 minutes sharp. Toastmaster Nupur as an evaluator took 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Toastmaster Saurav as an evaluator took 7 minutes and 25 seconds. And this is just apart from his introduction to the theme that he took. Those are the main roles from my side for the time. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nupur. Before I present my report, I would like to have polls for the best evaluator and the best role, the auxiliary role player. Can we have that? Nupur? Oh,
you should have the best evaluator polls on screen.
Yes, we have it.
All right, I am ending the poll now. Thank you. And now I am starting with the best auxiliary role player polls. Okay, thank you so much. That's done. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nupur. So now I am presenting my report. The meeting started 2 minutes late, which we can take care next time. After that, the presiding officer took charge and got an introduction from the guest, which was great. Talking about the Toastmaster of the day, how can I'm speechless about her. Every time she comes on stage, we all are there laughing and holding our stomachs. So that's what happened. She glued all the sections of the meeting together with her stories, with her jokes, and all the awareness that she brought about women and Women's Day. So it was great. Coming on to the evaluators, and for the first evaluator for Mihir, Toastmaster Mihir, was Mayank, and he beautifully evaluated the whole speech with respect to the objectives and made it clear that the speech didn't meet the objectives, which was great. He highlighted one additional evaluation that I had. One point was that Mihir at the time when he was speaking was covering his eyes, and as an audience, when the speaker covered the eyes, we miss a point of connection somewhere, because with the eyes people connect. So yes, so there was one point of improvement from my end, that it would be better if the speaker don't cover his eyes. The second evaluation was by Toastmaster Nupur for Toastmaster Malini, which was great. She covered all the points, all the recommendations and the commendations. I have no recommendations for her. The third evaluation was by Toastmaster Saurabh for the table topics. He gave a detailed report and he covered all the commendation. One recommendation for him by me would be that because the table topic evaluator has to evaluate a lot of speakers and it's not just one speaker. So to manage the time, we can stick to one or two commendations and one recommendation for each speaker. In that way, the evaluator would be able to manage and complete the evaluation in the time limits. Coming on to the auxiliary role player, the timer explained the role very well at the time of introduction and presented the report at the time when she needed to, which was great. I have no recommendations for her. The R counter, which was Toastmaster Kabir, again gave the detailed report about all the R's, and all the filler words that the speakers were using, which was great again. The grammarian gave a detailed report and pointed out all the improvements and the good usages of grammar, which was great. One recommendation for her would be that because she had time with her when she was presenting the report, so she could have encouraged the speaker to use the word of the day and the idiom of the day right there. So that would be one recommendation for her. Next, the table topic master was Toastmaster Shahid, and he beautifully he came up with a very good session with all the beautiful topics, very interesting topics. And the best thing about the session was that he was constantly encouraging the guest, which is actually the main motive, because in this section the guest can also participate. So that way, most of the guests spoke in the section, which was a great thing. Now talking about the audience engagement, which was great again. All the speakers, especially the guests, were engaged in various sections. They were given chance to speak, to give them the introduction, and in the table topic section as well, they were participating, which was great. Overall, the meeting met all the objectives that should be there in a Toastmaster meeting. And that's all from my end for the general evaluation report. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Simranjit. What a detailed report you have given to us. Thank you so much. Now, I will give you some most beautiful definition of woman. W stands for wonderful wife. O stands for outstanding friend. M stands for marvelous daughter. A stands for adorable sister. And N stands for nurturing mother. The willingness to listen, the patience to understand, the strength to support, the heart to care, and just be there. That is the beauty of the lady. She is the fire. She is the ice. She is the blood. She is the life. She is mother. She is daughter. She is calmness. She is strong. She has wings. She has dream. She has the sky. Everyone is a miracle. Every woman is a miracle. And every girl is a magic. One woman can make a difference. But together, we can rock the world. Happy Women's Day to all of you. And I hand over this stage, virtual stage, to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Shahid.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aisha. Good evening once again, my dear friends. It has been always a privilege to address this meeting. And once again, it falls on my broad shoulders to take the report and the feedback of our dear guests. Before I move on to that part, I would request our host to give us the poll for the best role player, that is the Toastmaster of the day, the table topics evaluator, Toastmaster of the day, the general evaluator, and the table topic master.
It should be there on the screen now.
Thank you so much. Okay, while the polls are going on, I would really like to thank Toastmaster Aisha for coming up with this fantastic topic, and for thanking myself also for being part of this this role players scene where I had to search for such topics which empowered women. Having said that, I would now like to have the feedback of our guests. A few of the guests have already left the meeting, and I really congratulate you and thank you, all those guests who have been with us since the very first moment. Because staying with Toastmasters is something that we always cherish and we always learn. Because Toastmasters, it all looks like a drill, but at the end of the day, when the evaluations come and when the feedback comes, that is the most important part where we learn what we learned and we also get to know what others learn from us. So I would like to now start from none other than our Singapore friend, Sheetal, to give us a feedback of how she felt about the meeting and what is her feedback about the meeting. Sheetal.
I think it's a very structured session in terms that there is a system. I didn't have any structure in mind in terms of what to expect. So I think it started off well, and I was taken through the entire session step by step, that what do I expect from each step. So that was very well organized and structured. And secondly, when I participated, I think these table topics I think it's really helpful because it allows a person to think impromptu and kind of share the opinion or views which we otherwise hesitate. So I think I felt like it's a safe place to share and discuss your views and build that public speaking conference. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Sheetal. Yes, I agree with you. It definitely is a safe place to share your thoughts and speak your heart out, because anyone who is speaking here is actually speaking from the heart and talking to the heart. Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward that you soon join the club that we have here in Delhi itself, and rather than shifting you to the Singapore club.
I'll stay with India. I'll stay with the India Delhi chapter.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ira. Ira is from Rishikesh.
Yes.
A lovely place. A lovely place to be in. Ira, your feedback, please.
Yeah, so I also agree with Sheetal ma'am, this structured way of going from one segment to the other and what is expected. And then the evaluation is also very helpful, because when somebody makes the speeches, how to improve it, it's always in a very positive and a very it was in a very softer note. It was not harsh or critical. So that makes it, that encourages the person a little bit more. Okay, this is where I need to improve. This is how I need to improve. So that philosophy, I really appreciate it. And yes, I agree with exactly what Sheetal ma'am said. It's a good setup where one person can be vulnerable and approach public speaking from that place to vulnerability to strength.
Yes, Ira, but let me break the myth for you. Do you know a cobbler? A cobbler is a person who is making pots, earthen pots. So once you join Toastmasters, we give you a very rosy picture of what Toastmasters is all about. But once you join Toastmasters, you get to know some cobblers. So look at Lavina laughing because she knows I am her cobbler. And then you will see Sibranjeet laughing because she also knows that I am her cobbler. And now you see a coy smile on the face of Kabir because I am his cobbler too. And look at the face of Saurav, who is so grave because I'm his cobbler too. A cobbler is a person who is a mentor who actually gives very harsh comments offline to the person who has delivered speeches there. So you will expect both the things. You'll see the softer side of Toastmasters and you'll see the harsher side of Toastmasters.
Right, sir.
And once you join Toastmasters, you will actually feel the power in you, the power to change lives, to transform lives.
Right.
So I hope today we will I'll be getting a message very soon from two of the beautiful ladies that before Women's Day is over, another 2 days, we will have two more Toastmasters.
Sir, I have certain questions which I would like to discuss, but that should I discuss
that will be
here
on WhatsApp or on call, or you can stay with us once the meeting is over. You can discuss it on the same platform. We'll be having our president here also to answer your questions, and other EC members and rest of the members can stay and help you out. Okay. Thank you so much. We do not have any other guests, so I'm going to officially close this meeting, and I'm looking forward to the next Saturday meeting where Toastmaster Kabir is going to be our TMOD. I will not be available to you, and I am expecting Toastmaster Saurabh to be the general evaluator. We already have taken 2 roles, and the table topic master is someone who can do it. And before I move on, I would request for the host to share the results of the polling. Toastmaster Nupur.
Yes, sir. Okay. Can you see my screen here?
Yeah.
All right, shouts. Auxiliary role player. Guesses and shouts.
Grammarian.
Absolutely. Congratulations to a grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Lavina. And who jumped the bandwagon of the winners from the table as a table topic speaker?
Lavina or Pallavi. Good.
You are spot on today, Simran. Then I will give you the chance to guess the next one as well. Evaluator.
That's a tough one.
All right, I'll skip this quickly then. That was on me, so I'll skip that and let's go to the best role player. Who wants to take a chance at that?
Aisha, ma'am.
All right, can I ask anyone else to guess this time?
Very poor.
Aisha ma'am. Aisha ma'am.
Oh, that goes to Shahid, sir. Taking 2 roles.
Congratulations.
All right, let's move on to the best speaker. For that, I don't think we have anything. We have Mihir. Mihir is not, that's Shastri, not Khatri. I'm sorry for the typo, but that is who the winners are for the day. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nupur. And before I sign off, I would like to correct myself. I have just got a message from another grammar Nazi and another language master from my club that I used the wrong word. It was not the cobbler, it was the potter who actually works here. So even if I can still say a cobbler, because the potter also uses his shoes to bring some improvement to their mentees. So both of the things work. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope everybody had a good laugh and a good time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we are officially signing off for this meeting. Please